Hey guys, M13 here, and I want to do a quick follow-up to my dream video, my astral projection video, which got which a lot of people liked and a lot of people commented on. I didn't want to do too much on that topic because I don't want you guys to think I'm a fruitcake or some kind of hippie. Well, that's it. I don't want you to think I'm a hippie. Yeah, a lot of people are commenting on it. And the funny thing is, when I made that video, I hadn't researched what I was talking about at all. But oddly enough, I was still pretty much dead on with everything that I said because, like I said, I had done it before, but I had never researched it. So I just had somebody casually mention to me, just keep repeating a sentence and you'll go somewhere else. That's all they said pretty much. And I tried it and it worked. So I just described my experience and my own views on it. But I literally had never read anything about it or I didn't know anything about it. But since then, I've actually been reading up on it quite a bit. How fast are you doing? Not fast enough. So what was I saying? Oh yeah. So this is the interesting thing that I've learned from my reading and research. It seems to me, and I'm gonna, you guys aren't gonna like this, but it seems to me like the place where people go when they dream is a real place. This is my theory, which belongs to me. And this is really interesting. The reason I say that is because, okay, think of your imagination. Most people would say that dreams are your imagination. So if dreams are your imagination, then dreams should be similar, or you should be able to have dreams similar to what you can imagine. Makes sense, right? Okay. Okay, now let's do a little exercise. Close your eyes and imagine yourself walking along a sidewalk. Okay? So you're walking along a sidewalk, and jump. Okay? Now that you've jumped, now continue to walk in your mind, okay? Now question, are you still walking along the sidewalk, or are you somehow magically walking in the air? The answer should, of course, be, if you're normal, that you're walking on the sidewalk. Because when I said jump, you should have imagined yourself going up and then back down, because that's what a jump is. Right? Right. Okay, that's your imagination. But if you were dreaming and you tried to jump, you don't go back down. No one does on the planet Earth. Any person, doesn't matter if they're American, African, Hindu, Buddhist, Pakistani, it doesn't matter. If a person is dreaming and they jump straight up, they don't come back down. One of either two things happen. They either float and maybe slowly float back down, or they fly. So they either float or fly. And I find this very interesting because it doesn't matter. Like this is universal. So if you imagine jumping, it works normally because it's your imagination. But when you dream, you can't jump. So that's because it's not related to imagination. It's a whole separate thing. And there's not just that. There's other things too. Like you can't read in a dream. You can't pull on a body part firmly in a dream. That's a weird one, eh? Like no one in the world can pull their finger in a dream. Like if you're in a dream and you put out your hand and you pull your finger will elongate. It'll stretch. Why? Because it's your corporal being. It's a spirit. You're not in the physical. You can imagine pulling on your finger, right? Right now you can just imagine, just in your head, imagine pulling. Of course you freaking can. But you can't do it in a dream. Why? Because it's an actual physical. It's an actual place with different rules of physics and different laws. With regards to how things interact in that space. I had a green light, people. So I find this really interesting. And then I was thinking about it, like, why can't you jump in a dream? Like, it's kind of odd that you can't do such a normal, simple, physical. And then I figured it out. Because in a dream, it's not your muscles that propel your body, it's your thought. So in a dream, you move when you want to move. you don't even need to move your feet in a dream. You do because you're used to it. It's a habit. But realistically, you could stand perfectly. You could stand with your feet together and just think move, and you still would. You know, you don't need. It's all done by thought. So let's stop for a sec here. So when you think in a dream, when you think to myself, I'm going to jump. So you use your feet to push off, and you think to yourself, go up. So you go up. But then you don't think, quick, go back down. So you don't. You just float or you fly. Nobody thinks go down. Like in real life when you jump, you think go up. You think, okay, muscles bend, legs bend, okay, muscles, propel myself up, and I go up. And then you don't think, quick, pull myself back down, because gravity does that for you. But in the dream world, there is no gravity. So in the dream world, you tell yourself to go up, and you do go up, and then you just float. Because it's an actual place with different laws of physics. I find this very interesting. Yeah, and like I said, there's like a long list of things that no one in the world can do in a dream, or how dreams, like how the laws of physics work in that other dimension. So yeah, just things like that make me believe that it actually is another place as opposed to just our imagination, because our imagination and dreams are two totally separate things that behave completely unalike. And that's it. I'll probably make another. I didn't really talk about astral projection or anything, but I just wanted to say that about dreams. Now I'm gonna go buy some stuff.